Hello and welcome to Maps with Different Themes with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You're very welcome. I'd no idea what to call this little presentation, but I figured during the course of the week it would be a lot of fun actually to have a look at the theme mixes being used on maps that weren't designed for those theme mixes. Now, as you'll know, I've just created Bonbon Island. Here is Bonbon Island. This is in 100% vanilla theme. This is vanilla temperate. This is what it would look like without my theme mix, and it still looks okay. It does look like a City Skylines map now, doesn't it? This is the classic City Skylines look. But yes, what we're going to do is I've got in my little palette. Let me go into the theme mixer palette and just turn that back up so you can see what's going on. Right, in my theme mixer palette, over the last few dozen shows, maybe a bit more than that, I've picked up a total of 16 different theme mixes. And so what I figured we'd do is we'd quickly skip through each of these 16 theme mixes. Some of them will be hilarious, some of them will be ugly, some of them might even be better than the actual theme mix that was originally prescribed to the map. In that case, we're talking about this particular map. So let's have a go. Call this episode 1, and if this goes down well, we might do an episode 2 or more. Let me know in the comments if you want more, and of course like up the video and share it, so I know that you guys, if this gets 20 views, I'm not doing a sequel. Right, okay, so let's have a quick look first of all at Bonbon Island, the original. This is how I would like the map to look for you. I'm not going to keep flipping into free camera mode because this is going to keep the flicking. If I show you it, flick the camera right up there, I have to realign the camera every single time, and I'm not doing it. So what we'll do, if we can move this up into the corner, give us a bit more there, bit more field of view by doing that. So Bonbon Island, this is how the creator, marvellous creator, I don't know if you've heard of them, would like this particular map to look. Let's start flipping through some of the others. We'll do them in alphabetical order because Cabrillo, okay, we all love a little bit of Cabrillo, I know that. But what's my map going to look like with the Cabrillo theme and LUT mix? Here we go. Ooh! Ooh! My eyes! That is, in this case, of course, I think Cabrillo's more of a desert map, and I think we're going more for a dusty vibe with Cabrillo. Definitely doesn't work with Bonbon Island. Let's have a look then at Caldera Shores theme. Here we go. Now, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. It's almost wistful, isn't it? Don't feel that it quite works with the mountains. I quite like the coast and the water with this one, but it doesn't work for me with the mountains. So I'm still happy with the Bonbon Island theme mix. Let's have a look at Cratera. Okay, this could be very striking. Here we go. Oh, that's strong. Now, if you've not seen the Cratera map, it's a fantasy map, and it's very striking. Very once seen, never forgotten. And I mean that in a good way, rather than you're having a laugh, aren't you? Yeah, it's very striking, very fantasy, and this doesn't not work with my map. I still in preference for my original theme mix. So let's see what we can do with Ambre. Still can't get my English tongue around this one. Let's have a look at that one. And ooh, now that's nice. That is nice. I'm not liking the sea colour, and my rivers seem to light up like they've got underwater lamps under them. But other than that, that's really nice. Again, though, don't let these themes let you judge the maps that they come from, because as you can see, I mean, whether you love my map or not, these themes are changing my map dramatically. And this particular map is an excellent map. Long Lake theme mix. I can vaguely remember Long Lake. It had a long lake in it. Let's have a look what the theme mix does, though. Ooh, that's very subdued. Very subdued. Very. I don't think there's much, because I did quite a lot of work with the yeah, with the fertile land doesn't pop so much. That's what I'm seeing here. The fertile land doesn't quite pop as much. But anyway, that's not too bad. If somebody used that, it wouldn't be the worst choice of theme. Again, no, I'm still preferring my one. Midsummer 9. The Midsummer map. That was actually quite... Check that one out, by the way. If you want a nice English-style temperate map without loads of highways, there's way to go. And it actually works quite nicely. Oh, quite liking the mountains. It's a different style of mountains. Actually makes the forests pop a little bit more as well. I'm going to give credit for that. Yeah, I'm not really going with the lowland areas. And the beaches look a bit muddy for me. But this is the United Kingdom. We don't have many golden sandy beaches. Okay, next up would be Port Cambria. Oh, Port Cambria. I'm remembering some maps now. Let's load that one up. And yes, it was going to be striking. It was always going to be striking. A lot of contrast going on here. We probably want to tweak the relight settings just to bring a little bit of mid-tone out, because it is very dark where it's dark. But this is a very good cinematic theme mix. This one, I would say. Next up, Pyramid Mountain. Pyramid Mountain. There is some maps that have just completely slipped out of my head now. I'm sorry these are your maps, but wow, yes, fond memories just looking at the theme mixes. Let's load that one up. Okay. Oh, now, okay. Right, now we're kind of converted Bonbon Island into a tropical island here. And the one thing that jumps out for me here is the sand. If you have a look at the sand, how much further inland it creeps. Because I think this is the alpha channel's probably a little bit lighter, so there's less fade along the edge of the sand, so it creeps a little bit more inland. But again, yes, it's very dark. Again, nothing can't be fixed using Ultimate Eye Candy and relight settings, but actually that's quite a striking look, and it's almost, I think this is my second favourite out of all, and I'm not really a tropical map fan, but yeah, I'm good for that. That's quite good. Okay, next up, Rossellini Pass, a theme mix. Here we go with that one. Ooh, yeah. Now my mountains are way too green for my liking here. Way too green. The coasts are closer to how they should be. I think if we ignore the mountains and look at the lowlands, the lowland areas look pretty good on my particular map with this one. So I think the lowland, we got a winner here. But with the highlands, it just doesn't work for me. And the sea's almost a little bit lost, I feel. Then San Miniato 2. Let's have a look at that one. Yeah, this one does feel a bit dated, and that's because San Miniato is a little bit dated. That said, it's still, I mean, from its time, it is exceptional. Yep. Interesting with the sand under the ocean, how we got this line going on along the edge. That's a really weird effect. And yes, you can see how we've got some sort of like weird looking sandy, lining of the mountain. It's an odd one, that one. But yes, we've had a look at it. We had to check it out. Cheyenne Valley, Cheyenne Valley, another one that I've completely slipped out of my head. See so many maps, and you just, some of them just have to be consigned into the dusty part of your mind. Yeah, that's another temperate British looking ish map. Muddy shores. Not Brit. Again, I think it really works quite very nicely for the forests on this particular map. The Midland forests and the Highlands are okay. They don't really blow me away. Again, this is only with relation to this particular map. We'll take another map in a moment. Springtime, summertime, springtime in Banff. Theme mix. Ooh, okay, right. There is only one issue with this. I think you can already see. Look at the shorelines. The shorelines. The river. The banks. river banks. Look at it's almost in the name of the theme mix, bamps. Look at the river bamps and how they glow. That's, yeah, I've used oil to line the as a texture, to line and give a little bit of texture to the underside of the rivers. And in springtime in Banff, oil is used for snow. So what we have is we have a snow-lined river. Other than that, I really like this. Other than that, I really quite like this one. Again, the sand is just pushing a little bit further up than I would like it to. But hey, listen, you can't have everything, can you? Right, okay, springtime in Banff out of the way. Taka theme, Taka, Tiki Taka. And actually, okay, right. We've gone from a lot of dark themes to a really quite a bright one. And I'm going to say I don't hate it. My first instinct was, well, no, actually, yeah. Actually, I think as an alternate, a completely swing away from the sort of look that I've been going for, this wouldn't be too bad. Again, it's not my preference, and the sand again is pushing quite a long way up the beaches. But honestly, that's far from the worst. Yeah, Taka theme almost works with Bonbon Island. 2 to go, Waste Station theme mix. I only recently reviewed Waste Station review based on a book. I think it's fair to say quite a bland map, but I'm guessing the terrain is very bland in the book. And let's see what it does for Bonbon Island. Okay, now again, that is a very different look indeed. And the mountains, again, I think it works quite well on my mountains. I lose a little bit in the forestry. The lowland just is a weird look. The lowland is a really weird look, almost inverted from how I would like it, with maybe lighter middles and darker around the edges, maybe. But yeah, it's not as horrific as I thought it might be, given that Waste Station's a very flat map, and this is quite obviously an undulating map. So I thought that wouldn't work at all, but it's a lot better than it could have been. And Wintergreen Bay theme mix, the final one of the 16, is very dark again. We need to tweak the settings, but tweaked settings, I think this is the best of those that we've seen. Again, we've got the sand pushing up much higher than I would like it to. You can see here you can see the mud road. I would pull in fact. No, I'm not going to move the camera. Do expect to do some work, do you? You can see the mud road going all the way through the sand there, so you can see it has pushed a long way in. So again, yes, there's that one. And if we switch back to the original Bonbon Island theme mix to finish, there we go. And I would say that yeah, now I'm looking at it and cross compare with the other maps. Yeah, I still think it's the best theme for the mountains of these theme mixes. Definitely the best shoreline. I think there's an argument possibly that one of the other theme mixes had maybe a slightly better sea, maybe. I think the forestry works really nicely. And there's an argument, I think, that maybe a slightly less busy texture for the fertile land might be better. But I still like what I've got there. And of course the rivers. Point out the rivers again. While we're here, how I've used oil. This is the oil texture rather than snow, and it gives you that little let's start the simulation going. It gives the underwater a little bit of a twinkle from like river rocks from that one. Anyways, so it's certainly better than snow. Right, so that is a quick look at Bonbon Island with 16 different theme mixes. Let's switch to a different map. And so to our second map today. This one, it's an older one. I chose an older one because I figured I've just shown a really new one, so let's get some balance. And I've shown you a map from a creator who has got 0 skill, i.e. me. So let's have a look at a map from a creator who has a ton of skill, i.e. not me, i.e. Sidai. Hey Sidai, no need to worry, my friend. This is, of course, Wonga Beach, which uses the Australia coast theme and the relight neutral LUT. No theme mix involved in this whatsoever. And yet, we're going to still go through those 16 theme mixes just to see if there's anything which would make this map pop a little bit more than it does already. Excellent map, already got 13 stars when I reviewed it way back in, was it episode 358, I think it was, I'm not checking. Search Wonga Beach. Definitely a really good builder's map. Okay, let's just accept it. Really good builder's map, and it looks lovely. Right, okay, let's have a look at those theme mixes. Let's start off from the bottom. Let's work up towards Bonbon Island, shall we? Start off with the wintergreen theme mix with those results. Ooh. First of all, very dark, very moody. Really liking the way that the river works. It's almost like a sunset look. We would have to pump the light settings up, but again, I'm not going to go through. I'm going to leave all the light settings the same, and just you're going to have to use it, because otherwise we're going to be here all day as I tweak settings to and forth. I do not have the time for that. As Bonbon buddies and my friends over on the BonBonB Discord will know, I spent 4 hours this week. 4 hours working on a little bit of background here, working on an intro to my new Let's Play that's coming up. The intro was 13 seconds long. I spent 4 hours making a 13-second clip, so I don't have an awful lot of time left for the likes of loading up visuals here. So there you go. Right, Wintergreen Bay theme is how that looks. Way Station. This one might work because it's quite a flat looking map. Let's have a go with that. Oh my eyes, no. to say this is where themes will work in their environment, and this is not the environment for the Way Station theme mix. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Tacker theme. The Tacker theme. Load that one in. Oh, hello. Hello, baby. This is nice. This works. This works really very well indeed. Again, probably could upping a couple of those mid settings on Ultimate Eye Candy. Relight. The relight settings. Is it the ambient setting? The middle one. Hang on, I need to check. It's the lighting. The gamma. Probably could up. These are my base settings that I record all Watt map in, by the way, just in case you're wondering. Always have it set to 6, 5, and 4. There you go, a little bit of behind the scenes rubbish there, but yes, I have that as a base, unless of course the map settings require me to use something different. I always leave it on those, which I have as a preset. There we go. So to show you how the presets work. Hey, listen, tutorial time. So let's say we have we could do that. I said set the gamma settings up, so let's do that one. So there you go. It looks a little bit brighter with the gamma settings up, and I think that's definitely helps this particular map with this particular theme. But yes, if I wanted to switch that back, I've got this set as a preset. What map standard? Go back here. It's all set back to 654. Okay, right. So we have attacker theme works really well with a slightly brighter gamma. Let's have a look at Springtime in Banff. Again, because the oil use as snow, this may be interesting. Oh, yes. Oil as snow definitely doesn't work on Wonga Beach. So there you have it. Cheyenne Valley. And that one is... Yes, it's a very subdued and very muddy beaches. Nobody wants to go to muddy beaches at Wonga, do they? And even everybody's favourite factory becomes somewhat camouflaged via that theme. San Miniato, again going back in time to that. Well, that's striking. Again, we've got this really interesting thing with the sand. That is really quite... Again, it's got to be the alpha settings. People keep telling me about the alpha settings. which I would call the transparency. You know, transparency. And people are going to tell me, no, alpha settings are not transparency. Hey, listen, what I call it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's how I justify it in my head. Alpha settings are a form of transparency, I guess. Whatever. Right. So Minato. Other than that, this works really very nicely as well. I mean, it is an older map, so an older map would work probably moderately well with an older theme, one would suggest, maybe. Probably. Rossellini Pass, or theme mix. The actual map Rossellini Pass is spelt with one S, if you're looking for Rossellini Pass, the map. Single S, double S in the theme mix. I think that was probably a change of strategy with the marketing of Rossellini Pass before they released it. Let's have a look. Oh, hello, this is nice. This is nice. Yeah. There's an alternative. If you're playing Wonga and you don't want the Australia coast, you could have that. Yeah, that's strong. That is very strong. Like that. Next up, Pyramid Mountain. Load that one in. And again, I like this. Probably those mid settings on the gammas could be pushed up a bit. But you can see also, you can see how the sand is encroaching up into the fields here. But that's to be expected. There are tweaks, and you just have to run along with the sand tool and just remove a bit, or make a bigger beach, whatever. Okay, next up, Port Cambria theme mix, and there's another lovely one. It does feel like we have a sunset going on again, bearing in mind that this is midday. Again, base Watts map settings are to record at midday. And so what we have here is midday, and it looks like sunset. But yeah, push up the gammas, and that, again, this is another really good candidate for the theme mix. Just tweak those levels. Midsummer, and we have... It's a little bit bland again, isn't it? I think it's again because with Midsummer, the map, there aren't any beaches. There's no beaches, so the sand would have been used for things like railway sidings and general detailing in what would be English countryside. So we are losing the ability to have a decent beach with Midsummer. Long Lake theme mix again. We go back up through here. That's not too bad. It feels older, and Long Lake is a new theme mix, right? But this stuff, definitely, you look at this and you think this might have been one of the original themes that came, well, one of the first themes that was put together after City Skylines was released. It has that kind of look to it that doesn't quite pop. And so for cinematics, this is probably a lesser theme, I would think, on this particular map. Certainly doesn't pop if we go back down to, let's go back to, say, that one and load that one in. And you get all this extra contrast, white lights against darks. Much more cinematic image going on there. And then you come to this one. Probably easier to play. You probably play it in this mode to put down your road so you don't get a headache. And then switch to a different theme to get those cinematics. Ambre. There you go, Ambre. Theme mix is, again, we have snow being used for oil, I feel, here, and so we get these patches of snow where there really shouldn't be. So again, that doesn't really work on this one. If we do get to do a map which uses something like the Alps Dolomites theme, might be worth seeing how these compare. Interesting thought. Maybe for another show. Cratera, okay, that fantasy map. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, it doesn't really work on this one either, but it was very much put together for a map which it absolutely is perfect. This theme is perfect on Cratera. Check out Cratera. I cannot build that up enough for you if you've not seen it. Caldera Shores theme. We have... Oh, now that's nice. Oh, that's nice. In fact... I would say that is perfect. I would say that is perfect. Don't want to go any further. Caldera Shores, guys, if you want to play Wonga Beach, have a look at the Caldera Shores theme mix. Cabrillo, because we are still heading up. Let's go to... Cabrillo's nice. Cabrillo feels more vanilla. If we compare that back to Caldera Shores, and this one's... I dare I say, this one feels a little bit more tropical. And I don't like tropical. Well, no, that's not true. It's not I don't like tropical. It's my least favourite of those biomes. Let's have a look. Cabrillo. Yeah, this just has a more vanilla kind of feel to it, whilst not being vanilla. Far from vanilla. It just has a more... Again, probably if you like this one, but it's a bit too bold, again, too contrasty for your eyes as you're putting down the roads and stuff, you could switch to Cabrillo, make the city in Cabrillo, and then for your cinematics and your screenshots, maybe take it in Caldera Shores theme mix. Right, that leaves us with one more. I don't know how this is going to work on this map, but let's have a look. Yee. Okay, right. So what happens with that? Because we have the sand settings are a lot lighter in that these alpha channels don't show, and so you kind of you lose the beaches completely. You'd have to bring the beaches right the way up again to fill those in. It's much darker. Again, I think it works really well for the forests. But yeah, I think the map gets lost a little bit in the Bonbon Island theme mix. So let's go back to, I said Caldera Shores was perfect. So switch to that. I think that works really well. And I'm just going to switch back to the Australia coast theme. And we'll have a look how this compares directly. And if we get rid of that. So Australia coast, and then we can switch that to Caldera Shores. Make up your mind, is that better or is that better? Two different looks, your choice. Of course, you could choose to not use any of those, go with your own theme mix, not even play any of those two maps, play a different map. But yes, if you enjoyed today's little experiment, let me know. If we can get enough views, it'll encourage me to make another one. I'm happy to do so. There are plenty of maps and themes out there that we could do, and so yes, let me know and I'll give it due consideration. Meanwhile, I'll start work this week on the opening steps of getting my new city build recorded. So, woohoo! I am so looking forward to that. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. I'll be back on Monday, which is tomorrow, with another What's Map in the What's Map series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon.